Hi, good afternoon, class. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. For this week's or Unit 6 video discussion, first question, what is stakeholder management? Stakeholder management is a systematic identification, analysis, planning, and implementation of actions designed to engage with stakeholders. Stakeholders management is a set of techniques that harnesses the positive influences and minimizes the effect of the negative influences. In some of the steps, 4 main steps in here, identifying stakeholders, assess their interest and influence, develop communication management plans, engage and influence stakeholders. Second question, what is stakeholder management important? Stakeholder management is important in many levels. Most importantly, stakeholder management is important for 4 main reasons. Free resources. For example, you can involve your stakeholders in any of the projects and tasks and delegate all kinds of things to them. Sometimes this can be a good or a bad thing for you. Another point in here, reduce and uncover risk. The more you engage your stakeholders, the more you can minimize some risk, like for take up when a new piece of software is launched for internal use. Another key point in here, increase the perception of success. It pays to engage with the right stakeholders at the way through the project, especially if it changes how they feel about the project at the end. Easier project closure. The more you work with your stakeholders during the project, the more prepared they and their teams will be to receive the deliverables. Our next question, what are the major components of the stakeholder management plan? Pretty simple. The major components of the stakeholder management plans are identifying, recognizing, and acknowledge stakeholders. Determine influence and interest. Establish communication management plan. Influencing and engaging stakeholders. Let's see. Next question. What is stakeholder theory? It is a conceptual framework of business ethics and organizational management which addresses moral and ethical values in the management of the business or of the organizations. Our next question, how has stakeholder management changed? It has changed in many ways. Being now at the age of technology, many things will change with time. Some of the things that have changed throughout time is, for example, technology, social media, trying to focus more on people, leadership. As time change and social media and technology, they upgrade on a daily basis. So with that leadership changed with time according to technology updates. Our next question, how do organizations perform successful stakeholder management? Some of the major key points to a successful stakeholder management is that 1. Identify and acknowledge your stakeholders. 2. Purpose of management needs to be identified. 3. Choose the right tool to communicate with them. 4. Create a plan of action. And 5. Managing the plan and monitoring. Our next question. Okay, our next question, how do you get stakeholders on your side? One of the articles that I was reading upon in there is that according to an article titled The Secret to Getting a Stakeholder on Your Side by Liz Cassidy, it states something very simple and it makes plenty of sense. For example, it states that common sense says that the more people you impact, the more likely it is that your actions will affect people who have some power and influence over your actions. These people could be useful supporters of your project. Alternatively, they may block your projects. One thing that I have always seen is that the key or focus for this to happen is that one must learn how to gain and much needed support from parties and or other for them to be on your side. The more a project manager masters a skill, the more it will benefit in the long run in order to achieve projects in the future. Next question. What is the best way to deliver bad news to stakeholders? I mean, it's no easier task. I think this goes across the board, whether it's project management or any other type of field, respectively. Just like anything else, there's no easy way to when it comes to delivering bad news. Some of the things that we can do in order to ease or deliver the bad news. 8 key points that I kind of wrote down is: 1, identifying the root cause, identifying the corrective action, develop a plan for corrective action, communicate the bad news to the stakeholder as soon as possible, confirm commitment to corrective action, keep the communication flowing, identify the lessons learned, develop future mitigation strategies. Well, class, that was our last question for this week. Hope everybody's having a good holiday. We'll see you guys next week.